everybody, welcome back to Keeping It Real. Today we are digging up the potatoes in the final of our 3 experimental beds. We waited on this one because it was full of volunteer tomatoes. So we've cleared the volunteer tomatoes out and we're going to see what we get out of this bed. I've been digging the potato bed by hand, and this little guy just crawled out. So that made my decision that I'm going to have Steve dig the rest of this with a shovel. Well, here are the potatoes pulled out of our 3rd bed that we had worked on. And we have a total of 49 pounds that we pulled out of this one. So this bed definitely is the winner of the 3 that we had harvested so far. And that gives us a total of 108 pounds of potatoes. Now you're going to see in this bunch we've got some good size, some very large, and then we've got a lot of the smaller ones that are great for using like new potatoes in soups, stews, and even canning. So let me get on to the next step of getting these ready to go into storage. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as I go through and check the potatoes, I'm going to make sure that there aren't any that have some green on them. We've got one here that's got a little bit of green. These are some that were on the surface, and these will be put aside for seed potatoes for next year. Now, as I go through these, I'm also going to be looking to see if any of them have any damage from bugs or from when we were digging them up. But in general, I'm just going to go through, I'm going to pick them up, and I'm going to wipe excess dirt off. You don't want to wash these unless you're getting ready to use them right away. For storage, what you want to do is just wipe off the loose dirt. On this one, it's still kind of damp, so I'm going to take off what I can without disturbing the potato. And once we're done with that, we're going to take these down to our cold storage where we can lay them out to dry before they get bagged. So here in the root cellar, we have some racks, and what I'll be doing with the potatoes is I'm going to take them and I'm going to lay them out in the rack, and I'm going to place them so that there's a little space in between so that they're not touching. This way they can dry. I'm probably going to leave these for a week or longer just to make sure they're thoroughly dry and that they have a chance to form a nice thick solid skin on the outside, because you don't want to put anything in that is still damp, especially if you're going to bag them after, because that's going to promote the potatoes to rot. So let me get these laid out on the shelf and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. I was able to fill 5 of these racks with potatoes. So these are going to sit, like I said, for a week, maybe 10 days, until the skin on the outside is firm, there's no moisture, and then we're going to put them into bags, and I'll show you how we do that. So we're just using simple burlap bags, and once the potatoes have dried, we just pack them into the burlap bags, and then once we get them tied off, like this one, we just hang them, and then as we need potatoes, we can come down and take potatoes out of the sack. I took the small potatoes, the ones that were too small to go on the shelf, really kind of like a new potato size, and I put them all in a bag, and we're going to weigh those to see how much we have. So we ended up with 3.74 pounds of new potatoes. Right now in our area, the new potatoes are going for about $3, $4 a pound. So we're looking at over $10 worth of potatoes that most people probably would have just thrown away. So that's why we keep those. Now, a few other quick tips to keep in mind is when you're storing potatoes, make sure that you check them often. If you're going to use your potatoes, if some of them start to sprout, those are the ones you want to use first. If you do see sprouts coming on your potatoes, break those off. It's going to make the potatoes last longer. How long do they last? Depends on the type of potato. We have found that for us, we can get still really good potatoes out up to probably about 6 months. After that, they may start getting a little soft and wrinkly. They're still usable. But by then, we're already looking at what are we going to set aside for seed potatoes and getting ready for next year's garden. So thanks for hanging out with us today. And if you have a favorite potato recipe you'd like to leave in the comments, or if you have any questions, make sure you let us know. And until next time, everybody, make sure, remember, like and subscribe. And if you can share our video with some of your friends you think might enjoy it, it really helps our channel out a lot. Take care.